It's Jessica DaMassa with WTF Health. With me right now, I have Francesca Wuttke. She is the Chief Digital Officer for Almirall. So, Francesca, great to have you with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right, so before we go any further, for those who may be watching abroad and are not familiar with Almirall, what is it?
So we're a specialty pharma company focused on medical dermatology.
Okay, thank you. And you guys are based in Spain?
We're based in Barcelona, but we have 17 affiliates worldwide.
All right, and I understand that your job is a relatively new position that they've created. So what is unfolding as far as the digital strategy goes for this dermatology pharma company based in Spain?
So I joined in February, so it's been about 9 months that we've been incubating a number of things. But the mandate is really the end-to-end digital transformation of the company. So everything from back office process automation through to advancements in clinical research and development, so AI-mediated drug discovery, software-enabled clinical trial solutions, even manufacturing, so looking at, for example, stockouts and then being able to give alerts to our sales force when our competitive products might be having a stockout, as an example. And then, of course, helping our commercial teams get closer access to patients, launch our products, and then support our marketed products as well. So it's quite transversal. I would say the red line through all of it is the cultural transformation of our colleagues.
Which is no small task, friend. No. I mean, so give us a sense too, because I mean, this is it's a boutique pharma company. I think we described it. Yeah. So I mean, this is different, and you've got big pharma experience in your background. So tell me a little bit about how you're going to approach this challenge of helping change that culture and making them more innovation focused. That's a huge thing to take on.
It is, and to be honest, I worked at Almirall about 4 or 5 years ago, so I understood the culture. It's a family-owned company. It's a much smaller company than a lot of the other companies that I had worked in my past. But there's a real sense for and a real desire to innovate. I think the innovative DNA of the company is really strong. It's been around for about 75 years. So getting people to try a different way of working and thinking has been, quite honestly, much less of a struggle than I envisioned. When I started, there were a couple of islands of skepticism, but we've converted those people, and now they're our biggest champions. So I think providing teams with a value add through digital services and solutions really resonates with them. So they're able to see in their own day-to-day how we can help them.
I love these geographic analogies that you have. So you have these islands of skepticism. Now we have the promised land of innovation. And in that promised land, there is a digital garden that you are growing. So Francesca handed me her card, and she is actually the gardener in the digital garden, the lead gardener. So tell me about the digital garden and what this program is and what you're trying to accomplish.
Well, we're really trying to grow startups. So we're taking them at seed, and to continue with the metaphor. And we're looking for companies that can really use our help and leverage the expertise within the company, outside of the company. After they're selected, we're going to choose 5 startups to join the Digital Garden, and we're going to do a gap analysis to understand what they actually need to grow. And then we'll assign our internal digital ambassadors full-time, well, part-time, but full-time on their specific projects, to help them get to a point where we can eventually graduate them into venture capital funding. So what's a little bit different than a lot of other pharma accelerators, we're really embedding expertise with the hope to have some of that entrepreneurial spirit shed onto the broader teams and have it be a bit of infection by contagion.
I love that you are looking at this as a way to not only help grow them, but also grow the innovation capability internally to your organization. I think that's unique, and I love that your first step is to start with this gap analysis, because often, you hear from an accelerator program, oh, well, we're just going to go in and we'll help them, and it's more prescriptive, and I love that you're asking questions first.
Exactly. We're creating bespoke programs for each of the 5 startups within the Digital Garden, and that benefits both of us because it puts the right people on the right teams. We're also embedding the objectives and the milestones within our team's objectives, so it has to be approved by their manager. It becomes part of their development and upskilling. And in the end, the goal is that once we have all these digital champions, we can do a lot more because we can go beyond just our team.
So I know this project, this just launched, and you're going to move through this first cohort here. Are there plans to continue this, or are you going to see how this one goes? I mean, what's kind of the roadmap ahead for the Digital Garden program?
The plan is to continue it for sure, and to hopefully introduce different tiers and different branches into the Digital Garden. Initially, we're starting out with quite small companies that can really benefit from our help and our mentorship. We're also partnering for specific use cases with more established entrenched players, but the idea in the future would be to include those entrenched players into more of a kind of virtual accelerator. And then also to create hackathons and challenges throughout the year, in addition to the investor days that we're going to be running, to really bring a lot more innovation and to continue to solve for the problems that we have as a company.
This is adding those garden gnomes, isn't it? We're planting seeds, we're adding the gardening gnomes. I love it, I love it. Francesca, thanks so much for stopping by and sharing with us your vision for the future of digital at Almirall. I love it. Thank you. I'm Jessica DaMassa with WTF Health. Thanks so much for joining us.